President Donald Trump spent the night raging about Disney's decision to reinstate Jimmy Kimmel Live after the late night program was indefinitely suspended last week. Definitely suspended. I mean, apparently, they don't really know the definition of indefinitely, but it's okay. Well, anyway, going over to Truth Social, the president raged, saying, "I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that a show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? He is yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution." But wait a minute, by that logic, we're doing Trump logic here, okay? Wouldn't Fox News also and Newsmax be doing illegal campaign contributions, considering how they are nothing more than pro-Trump garbage? I mean, Fox News is literally the arm of the Republican Party. That's what they were created for. They were created as a so-called entertainment channel, right? But one that served Republicans and Republican causes. So, I mean, I know, I gotta be careful. Using logic here, okay? Gotta be careful. You can't do that. No, here's what happened with Jimmy Kimmel, right? So, Jimmy Kimmel gets canceled. People get pissed. Not just the libs, by the way, but there were also some conservatives who joined in on the outrage because, look, threatening to use the government to crack down on a late night TV host is not very free speech of them, okay? And so some conservatives took it kind of personally. And you know what? Good for them, right? A lot of people did a boycott. They canceled their Disney Plus accounts and all that. So it turns out that, hey, when you boycott, it actually can work. I mean, look, boycotts from the right worked. Bud Light. And so you now have boycotts from the left. Target, by the way, has been boycotted for a long time now by the left. And boy, they are hurting. They're hurting. Okay. So yeah, it works. It works. That said, Trump made threats. Oh boy, here we go. He said, quote, "I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings." Man, he is so triggered. So triggered. Now, what does he mean by that, though? Well, he was referring to ABC News settling their lawsuit with Trump after one of their hosts, George Stephanopoulos, had stated on air that Trump had been found liable for rape. Now, in reality, he was found liable for sexual abuse. Okay? That's not exactly better. All right? That's not better. In fact, what it was is that it's just one of those murky legal definitions, right? Which did not fit New York's legal definition of rape. Okay, what he was alleged to have done, and I don't want to get into the nasty details about what he had done to E. Jean Carroll. That's what it refers to, but it didn't quite fit the definition of rape. But the judge in the ruling was like, it's pretty much rape by any other definition. So Stephanopoulos wasn't exactly wrong here, but since corporate media is weak and sad and pathetic, they settled. And they gave Donald Trump $16 million. Because, they probably wanted to do a merger or something in the future. You know how this works. Now, that post did suggest that Trump plans to take some sort of legal action against ABC, but on what grounds? Being mean to Trump? I don't think that's going to cut it. I think it's going to cut it. I think it's going to be a gigantic waste of time, gigantic waste of money, probably our money, taxpayers. But that's what he does. He's so incredibly good at wasting our money and our time. Look, his $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times was literally just thrown out. Okay. Days after it was filed by a judge who was like, the courts are not a, quote, protected platform to rage against an adversary. No kidding. I wish he understood that. Now, I did mention that some conservatives did stick up for Kimmel on free speech grounds, and that's good. That's rather principled of them, right? But many Trump supporters, they wanted the cancel culture, of course. And they're now very, very angry, like Trump, that Kimmel, his show is coming back, even though they've never really watched it. So why should it matter to them? It doesn't. But an executive producer of the Charlie Kirk show, for example, said that bringing Kimmel back was a quote-unquote mistake, while others encouraged conservatives to flood ABC with complaints. Okay, go ahead. Don't care. No, one of the real issues here, though, actually comes from the network affiliates. These are Nexstar and Sinclair, okay, which are conservative-owned outlets, all right? Republican-owned affiliates. They together, by the way, control about 20% of the local ABC channels, all right? So that's a problem. They said that they would not be airing Kimmel's comeback episode on their affiliate stations, which, again, I don't know, seems pretty cancel culture to me. They also, by the way, demanded that Kimmel both apologize and donate to Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. How about get bent? Seriously. Look, the entire thing against Jimmy Kimmel is nothing more than manufactured outrage. Nothing that Kimmel said was in any way bad. He said, quote, "We hit new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it." And I think that's what's really important. They were trying to score political points. Trump himself. Look, they blamed before anyone was even caught a suspect, whatever. They blamed leftist transgender Antifa and radicalizing people on college campuses for it. Okay? It turned out the kid was raised in a gun-loving MAGA household, was not affiliated with any political party or movement, and had carved ironic gaming memes into the bullets that he used. All right? Kimmel, he didn't know that at the time, okay? Because that's not information that we knew. They didn't even have anybody. Just like MAGA did not know that he was not a leftist transgender person like they were all hoping he was. Okay? This entire thing was used by Donald Trump to try to cancel people that he doesn't like and to wage war against the left in general. I mean, what, designating Antifa, which isn't a real organization, as a domestic terror group through, by the way, an illegal executive order. You cannot designate groups in the United States as domestic terrorists, okay? And not only that, but the FBI has declared transgender people to be a terroristic threat. And this is all while they're ignoring the real domestic terror threat, which is right-wing. It comes from the far right. I mean, look at all those criminal cases involving right-wing political violence. Look at all those. And there's more, by the way. Domestic extremist-related killings in the U.S. Right-wing domestic terrorism extremism, for 75% of those attacks. That's who's responsible here. So it's pretty clear that this administration just wants anyone who does not agree with them to just shut up. And if they don't, they're going to use the cancel culture to come after you. Remember, it has always been the right wing who has used cancel culture to try to shut people up. It didn't work back then, And it sure as hell ain't gonna work now.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.